if you had to put together your personal Mount Rushmore of production, and you can't use Al because he's one of your best friends. So let's take Alchemist and let's
put him in there.
No, he built the mountain.
Because it's not undebated if he's in there or not.
He built the mountain. We know he's there.
What do you mean? There's so many people before him who built the mountain.
But I'm saying I'm talking about your personal mountain. You guys have been friends since you were 14.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's
okay. It's implied that Alchemist
I have a lot
is
of friends who rap who ain't gonna make my top 10 list. Let's say
okay,
that.
but let's say 4 people who aren't the Alchemist.
Why 4? Because top 5. So how about with Al? It would be 6.
Okay.
Top 5. Yeah, this sucks. What's your favorite movie?
Big Lebowski.
Really? It's definitive? It's better than Godfather 2?
Definitively, The Big Lebowski is my favorite movie.
Better than Coming to America?
I think it is better than Coming to America.
Dr. Dre. Well, DJ Premier.
Primo.
Dr. Dre. Pete Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Enlarged Professor.
Okay.
And then it would... Right here is where it gets wild. Because this is a wild play. But notice mine all from an era.
For sure.
And then this gets debatable.
Okay.
But it's either... Marley Marl.
Okay.
Or it's Kanye.
Respect it. That's a great list. And I feel like...
Because if you're going to go back to what inspired Premier...
It's Marley Marl,
it's Marley. You know what I'm saying? And then if it's what inspired the whole next generation of production...
It's Kanye.
It's either Pharrell or it's...
It's one of them too.
And then Alchemist...
Of course.
It's different.
100%.
Yeah.
I respect the list. Would you guys do another...
Who did I miss? Who's the ones?
Maybe Madlib.
Not enough.
Maybe
not enough songs that changed life.
You said Primo. Maybe the RZA.
Oh yeah, the RZA. So then there's the RZA. Then RZA's, he might be the best.
Maybe. And it's crazy because he might be the best of all time, but he also
the only armor. What is it? What is the thing in the armor?
The chink in the armor.
That the only thing about him that is just not a wide catalog of records.
Correct.
Outside of Wu-Tang Clan.
I also feel like he kind of stopped, like,
and then the that as well.
Right. Yeah. And that's kind of how I feel about like when I think of like Dilla.
Oh, and then Jay Dilla.
Because I think Dilla's up there.
And then Q-Tip. Of
course, Tip.
And then Havoc.
But when I think of like, I think it's crazy because I just had this conversation about just being able to survive eras with the output, and there's really not that many people. And when you start thinking of it in that sense, Al's in that convo all time because
he's done something that no one else has done.
I'm talking about reinventing that over and over and over and being relevant over and over and over for such a long span. Knots is crazy.
But see, I was arguing with somebody who's of a higher stature. Yeah. You know, I don't want to throw him out there, but we were arguing about rap. And he said, this rapper is the greatest of all time. And I said, shit, what about this guy? Who in my mind is out rapping that guy. And he goes, that dude ain't changed the generation.
For sure.
So what he was telling me was, yeah, he got there's more syllables.
Like he could maybe like bar out more.
Yeah, but the influence, he didn't,
I have that conversation all the time because I'm a big Black Thought guy.
Oh, you're doing this. Don't do that.
No, I'm a huge Black Thought guy. But it's like, even like Lupe Fiasco. I think Lupe Fiasco, bar for bar, when he wants to like rap, could probably out-rap the planet. Now, with that being said, you couldn't put Lupe above Nas or Jay-Z, or even though like if you sent each one of those guys into a room and they had to come up with like 32 bars, like maybe Lupe has the best 32 bars, but when you're talking about the totality of influence of culture, longevity of relevancy, that's just something that when you have those conversations, you can't ignore.
There's some shit I watched on some platform the other day. It was a big platform, and they were interviewing some guy who I didn't know who he was, but the platform had so many members that decided to watch it, and he was interviewing some guy who ran Capitol Records in UK.
Okay.
Parlophone, whatever it is. But this guy apparently signed big artists. And at a time where everything was tanking,
right,
he was going like this. And he just said it's 3 things that I look for. I think he said in an order that decide whether this is going to work or not. And everyone, all his stockholders and all the people in the room were trying to guess, the people who write the checks, like trying to figure out why this guy's working.
Right.
And they said, talent. And he said, yeah, that's number 2 or 3. And then they said work ethic. And he said number 2. And then nobody could get 1 for a long time. And he just gave up. And he said, likability. Assign somebody if they're likable or not. That's it. And he said, if you base it on talent or work ethic, well, there's a lot of those. But he's like,
if nobody likes you,
then what does it matter? And said, we're in a music business. We're not just
keyword is business.
Yeah, that. And so it's like, for as nice as people are, they got to realize that in the music business, maybe they're not as dope as they thought they were.
Right.
But like in every other sense, they are.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And so I think that's why sometimes the person singing behind Sting is probably a better singer than Sting, but they're not Sting. You know what I'm saying? And so they're sitting behind him going, I'm singing much better than you.
That's a good point.
Let's keep it real. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
So it's like, but things work out for different ways. And I think he even said, put Madonna in a singing contest is what he said.
Yo, obviously, I always wondered this, to go back to Worst Comes to Worst for a sec. How did, like the Guru part of that song, by the way, shout out to Guru. Rest in peace.
Alchemist. Just,
That might be one of Al's early big radio records.
No,
too.
he made that happen is what I'm saying.
Oh, he made the Guru thing happen.
Premier and Alchemist made it happen. Premier mixed that record. People don't even realize it. Him and Eddie.
Wow.
It's just, we had a space. We asked Guru, can you put something there? We thought maybe a chorus would come in. It came out as a rhythmic shout out.
It was a dope shout out.
And it worked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, I was so honored, So that's just that's just a magical wish list time, and things are happening, with the best of the best. Mind you, I got to be in the studio. Al brought me in to hang out with Premier and Nas's time. Sometimes you get to meet artists when they're at a different point of their career.
That's a crazy point, though.
Just to be around some of these people it's like when I was hanging out with certain, with the alcoholics or with certain, it's like in that, at the exhibit I'm looking at the pivotal moment when it's all happening. It's not that it's not just as great now, but you just got to remind yourself pre-gray hair motherfuckers who are in their bag. You know what I mean? It's like,
I always say lately I've been trying to, because I live so much in cool moments that I don't realize how cool they are. And you've probably been in a lot of these situations where you're you got to kind of sometimes just be yeah, I've been trying to do that recently because I've been able to interview recently Snoop and just people I grew up idolizing. And it's not a big deal to me anymore, but recently I had to be damn, I just interviewed Ghostface Killah, which is
wild.
He's my 5th favorite MC of all time.
Yeah, but all the people too, when they come see you, they're happy to see you and they know you, and it's not you're just a chore.
And it's even just being a instrumental part of the interview side of the blog era. At that time when I'm interviewing Kendrick and J. Cole, I don't realize this is a crazy weird renaissance in hip hop.
And now we break for Viagra.
Blue Chew. But no, I feel for you, you had to have been in so many of those moments where you're damn, I'm hanging out during the Liquid Crew era of West Coast hip hop, or I'm hanging out around and you're a part of this.
You got to understand too, is when I see it now with my kid and other people, is when you're young and hanging out with older people, you're not your best self.
Right.
You're tripping over your shoes, you're stuttering, your mouth is dry. You're on your P's and Q's trying to impress people.
Right.
And then you go hang out with your homies and you're the man.
For sure.
And then they see you over there. They're like, that's not even the same guy who's hanging out with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's being young. We got to experience a lot of those crazy, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here and I don't even know if I should speak type moments. You know what I mean? And now we've grown into it.
Well, now you can look back and be
but
damn.
You never get over that shit.
You shouldn't.
Especially, I hang out with B-Real. It still fucks me up. I'm not evidence around B-Real. Around Premier, I'm a mess.
Still Premier.
Yeah, he looks at me funny because it's he don't even know who I am because you're just like, it's like Dwight Gooden, DJ Premier,
Right.
Haley Gracie.
Right,
You know
right,
what I mean?
right,
It's
right.
like this wall of legend shit. Who's the homie? Which is, I don't know how to get over it.
Do you?
And I don't want to.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's kind of my point. Like, you shouldn't get over it because that's what kind of got you here.
Right.